in the hurting, in the blue. You're the one I hold on to. I'm putting all my hope in you. I will wait upon you, Lord. And just because I'm in this pain, it doesn't mean I can't be whole again. Faithful to the very end, I will wait upon you, Lord. I will wait upon you, Lord. I will wait upon you, Lord. Even when I cannot find the answers, why I still count on you. Walking with you every day, even when I can't see.
Hello everybody, good morning. Welcome to our Easter vlog. Yay!
Crazy day.
Yeah, it's been a crazy day. So welcome to the vlog, you guys. We got up bright and early this morning. We got our Easter baskets. Is everybody happy with what the Easter bunny sent?
Yeah.
Yeah? What did the Easter bunny bring you, Mark?
They don't take them.
No, he didn't. They're looking at movies. Then we got ready for church and ate breakfast and all of that. Packed up our hotel room. I have a horrible headache, a horrible migraine. I've taken medicine. I'm sitting here trying to drink some coffee and get it to go away. I cannot get it to go away.
Coffee.
Probably just the stress of the morning and all of that combined has just made it hard. We're sitting outside of church. David just went in. They're having sound checks. So
Ignore Bob in the front driver's seat.
we're gonna try to keep the kids as occupied as possible.
Driver's seat.
Yeah, Lucy's only in the driver's seat because we're parked. So you guys come spend Easter with us, and we'll see you soon.
From the east to the west, with the heart of gratefulness, lift up your voice and sing, lift up a shout of praise. Oh, there's only one name. We lift up a shout, we lift up a shout. Oh, together we sing, we lift up a shout.
So it is now the next day, and let me just do a recap of yesterday. I know I didn't really vlog a whole lot. We got a couple clips. It was actually a really good day and also kind of a crazy day, and I didn't vlog a lot. I tried to finish out the vlog last night and it was just so late, and it was just a mess. So I'm going to save y'all from that footage and talk to you this morning. Got my coffee here and it's a lot, I feel a lot more rested. So we, got the kids ready for church in the hotel. It was crazy. Did Easter baskets. They loved everything. The kids loved everything. Nate went right for his dog bin book. He was so happy. Mark ate M&Ms at like 6:30 in the morning. Who cares? It's Easter. So we got all ready. They looked so cute in their Easter outfits. Went to church and we had a great time at church. We had actually a good crowd, actually. Our church is just starting. It's not even officially launched yet. We're still finishing up construction in our building. But we still had 43 people at Easter, which is awesome. That's the most we've ever had by far, far, far. And it was so good to actually meet a lot of them that I hadn't got to meet. A lot of our friends that I've known from Facebook and from David, talking about them, but I haven't actually got to see them face to face. It was so nice to meet everybody and to be there in person. I sat towards the back because we don't have children's church right now. It is coming. There's rooms for it. Like I said, we're just still under construction. So there will be a special needs room. I don't know exactly how long it's going to take to get that going because we don't have a special needs worker right now, but we do have children's worker who's awesome. And so we're going to have childcare very soon for children's church. But right now, all the kids were in service. The team tried really hard to make it a kid-friendly service as well. The message was geared to kids plus adults too. And then they even did a kids song. So that was really great. I sat towards the back with our kids. It's just so hard to know how they're going to do. I feel like we grew up going to church and having to sit with our parents, and, be quiet, and we would read books, or I remember coloring in church. My kids just never have had to do that. They've always had, Nate has, but my little kids have always had children's church, So we had Kindles and snacks and all that. Well, also, they haven't been in church in a while because, we left our church here, and, David's been commuting. So I've been staying home and watching church online. So Nate, who is pretty used to sitting in church, hasn't in 6 weeks or more. He also has autism. And so church is just really hard sometimes. It's very overstimulating for him. He sometimes does great and sometimes it's a struggle. Well, yesterday was a struggle. He did okay during worship. And then as soon as worship was over, there's no other way to say it. He had a complete meltdown. He had a complete meltdown in church. There are so many times with our kids that they don't come with instruction manuals. And even being his mom for almost 11 years now, I don't necessarily always know the exact right thing to do, So I tried to stay in there as long as I could. And then he started getting louder and louder. And then when I told him, let's get up and walk out, he just completely melted down, screaming, all of that. And it's a small building, so it was very obvious. And, it's okay. I took him out and I ended up having to take all the kids to the car because there wasn't really a place for me to take Nate. Everything was under construction. And so I had to just take him to the car, and he had a pretty good size meltdown, I would say. He doesn't do that very often, but if he gets very overstimulated, he can have a meltdown. And I don't share that to make fun of him or to shame him or to even complain. I just share that because I know there are other autism moms and other autism families out there who may watch our family and think, oh, well, my kid's having meltdowns and I never see them talk about it. I never hear them talk about it. I don't want you to ever think that, our life is somehow some perfect, glamorous life where our kids always behave. We never have, meltdowns. We never have tantrums or whatever. And a meltdown is not a behavioral thing. A meltdown is absolutely overstimulation. He cannot help it when it happens. And it took me a long time to calm him down in the car. And the worst part of it all was, he got that new Captain Underpants movie in his Easter basket. And so I'm trying to calm him down. A lot of times the best way I know to calm him down is just to distract him, just completely distract him and get him focused on something else. So I'm like, you know what? Let's put on your new Captain Underpants movie. Calm down. Let's take a deep breath and let's put on your new Captain Underpants movie. So we took the shrink wrap off of it. We got it all ready. We stuck it in. It would not play. Brand new DVD. There was something wrong with it. So that was not good. So I've already contacted Walmart. They're just giving us our money back for that one. So I will try to find him that movie again. And then, so by the time church was over, it was a shorter service. So we weren't out in the car that long. By the time church was over, my little kids were so excited about the Easter egg hunt. They were so excited, but Nate did not want to get out of the car. He was done. And when he gets like that, I don't push him. He doesn't really care about egg hunts because he doesn't like candy. So I just sat in the car with him. David walked around and did the egg hunt with the little kids. They had so much fun. They got so many eggs. And then, we traded out and I got to say hey to everybody, bye to everybody. And then we got on our comfy clothes. And I think I told you guys at the beginning of the day, I had a horrible migraine yesterday. Horrible. I've been getting them a little bit more often lately, and I'm not really sure if it's stress related, if it's what's going on. But it's also very hormonal for me. And so anyway, I had a really bad migraine yesterday, and I took sumatriptan, I took Tylenol, I took everything that I could take. Nothing was helping. And so all of the stress of the morning, with Nate did not help my head. So by the time we actually left church, we're heading home, it was about 12:30. And we had a 7-hour car trip, and my head was like throbbing. If you've ever had a migraine, they're so bad. And then the sun coming in, we stopped at Sonic, got everybody food. My kids love Sonic's French toast. So Nate was thrilled to get French toast for lunch. And we started our trek home. So if we left 12:30 Arkansas time, that's really 1:30 Indiana time. So we knew it was going to be a very late night getting home. The kids did amazing. They watched movies, they read books, they just were angels. Nate did really great coming home. We did not get home until 9:30 Indiana time. It was a long day. We got home, we got the kids right to bed because they had school the next, today. And by the time we got home, my head was still hurting, but it wasn't as bad as, so it kind of like tapered off during the drive. It was just a really hard drive. I get really nauseated when I have migraines, and so it just kind of tailspinned into that. But I was thinking about it, and I hate to even share anything negative on Easter, because Easter is about Jesus and him, being alive and rising from the dead. We don't serve a God who is not present in our life, who's dead, who's not involved. We serve a God who is always there with us. He lives in us, and he wants a relationship with us. And, it's so easy sometimes to feel like God doesn't see me. He doesn't care what's going on. He doesn't care, look at what all this bad stuff is happening in my life. And I just wanted to encourage you guys, as I also encourage myself. You know what? We are not promised a picture perfect life with no struggles. We are not promised, to not have meltdowns and not have sickness and not have, bad things happen. We don't. We're not promised that. We are promised that God goes with us. And so many people they're trying to encourage me, but they say to me, well, God wouldn't give you more than you can handle. That's not true. He definitely gives you more than you can handle, because if you can handle it, you don't need him. He will never give you more than you plus him can handle. He can handle anything, and he's got this. Like, that's what I keep telling myself. I don't know what the future looks like with church and Nate and school and moving. And when I start thinking about all of it, I get emotional just thinking like there's so many things out of my control. There's so many things that, I tried my best to plan for Easter and to make sure the kids had, everything that they could have to have the best possible chance of making it through the service, and, us being able to be with our new church family. But at the end of the day, there are things that are out of my control, and there are things that are out of your control. But God is always there, and he sees. And if we knew how to do everything without him, we wouldn't need him. And so God sees, he cares about all of these little things that to us, we're like, well, God, I know you have more important things to worry about than me. He doesn't. He cares so much about you and your family and your children. And, I think that sharing real life moments like this is important, because so many times we think that we're abnormal, or everybody else's life is like this, like Instagram pictures and all the families with their Instagram Easter pictures, but we don't share like the tantrums and the little toddler who doesn't want to wear his Easter bunny shirt and all of that. We share the highlight reel, and that's fine, but we also need to remember that God is in every moment. He's got us in the palm of his hands. And, even if we have a bad day, even if we have a bad year, even if we get the worst diagnosis of sickness or death in the family or anything, he is with us and he cares about us. And I just wanted to encourage you as I encourage myself because, I was always taking Nate to the car yesterday. I just felt sad. Like, I hate that he has to struggle with this. I hate that, we can't just sit here and enjoy the service. I hate that, this is so hard for him and I see the struggle within him. I hate that. But I also realize that, we're doing everything we can. I hope that me sharing some of my real life with you and with other special needs families, and when you share your difficulties with other people that can relate to you, or when you share your stories of miscarriage and you share your stories of cancer and you share your stories of depression and you share all this, you're helping others. And I hope that when I share these hard times that other families can relate. Maybe they can learn something. Maybe we can all learn together. And if not, that we are just encouraged that God sees, he cares, and we're not in this life alone. There were so many people that came up to me after service and gave me a hug. And, I think that people do care and we're all there together. And I hear from so many autism families that they don't go to church because of how hard it is. And I totally get that because it's hard. It's hard. We've never been in a church that was easy for Nate. It's always been a struggle. That breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that, there are families out there that feel like they can't go to church. And I just hope that our church, it will always be a passion of mine and David's to have something for special needs because we see the value in caring about that and those families. And so I'm hoping that our pain can be birthed a beautiful ministry, and Nate is amazing. He is wonderful. Y'all all know this. Nate is a rock star. He doesn't let bad days or bad moments ruin his whole day. He's still smiling and happy, and I can learn a lot from him. He is just pure joy, and he's never defined by he is so much more than his autism diagnosis. But that doesn't also mean that we don't struggle. We all have our struggles, and some of our struggles are more visible than others, but we all struggle. And anyway, I don't know if this is even making any sense, but that's what happened yesterday. That's why I didn't vlog a lot. It was the trip, it was the migraine, it was everything, but it was a really good weekend. I'm still really glad we came this weekend with David, and we just can't wait to be there, settled in person, So I'm going to end this very weird vlog. And tomorrow, I promise, we'll be back to our normal daily vlogs. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for always supporting me and my family and all of the love and all of the comments and likes. And I don't know what I did to deserve such amazing people that encourage me every single day. Even on the hard days, you guys have always been so kind. Gosh, I'm so emotional. You've always been so kind to my family, and I love you all so much for that. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. I'm a mess. Please leave me a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new, if you want to join in the crazy family here that cries on YouTube. But I do hope that you see the real life of my channel, and I don't ever want to make my channel depressing or negative, but I also don't want to make it fake. So I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.